Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the big ideas shaping our world. Today we're digging into a fundamental shift in how we build and operate software. We're moving way beyond just giving simple instructions and stepping into a world of, well, genuine autonomy. And this is the core idea, Agentic AI. I know, it sounds like another buzzword, but trust me, this is way more than that. It's a whole new computing paradigm. To really grasp how big of a deal this is, we first need to look at the world it's about to completely transform. So, yeah, let's start with where we are now. To really see where we're going, you gotta understand the world we've already built, the world of automation. For years, CI/CD pipelines have been the absolute gold standard. They've let us build, test, and deploy software at, incredible speeds. And they are super powerful, but they all operate on one simple, very rigid principle. Just follow the script, no matter what. But here's the problem. As our systems get more and more complex, the cracks in that rigid approach really start to show. And what's so fascinating here is the shift you see from a reactive to a proactive model. See, traditional automation, it just follows orders. But these agentic systems, they understand the goal. They get the intent, and they can proactively head off issues before they even happen. It's a game changer.
And this is where a brand new protagonist enters our story, the AI agent. So unlike a simple script that just, runs and then stops, an agent operates in this continuous loop. It's less like a command and way more like a constant conversation with its environment. It perceives what's going on, it reasons about the best way forward, it acts on its plan, and this is absolutely crucial, it learns from the outcome. This very loop is the engine of its autonomy.
Okay, but giving a system that kind of power, the ability to reason and plan and act all on its own, well, that introduces a whole new set of very, very difficult challenges. You can't just run these agents on old infrastructure and, cross your fingers. So the first big challenge is observability. You can think of it as the black box problem. If you can't see an agent's reasoning, its entire thought process from the initial prompt all the way to its final action, how can you possibly trust what it does? You're basically flying blind. The second one is security, which brings up the rogue agent problem. An autonomous agent that can act on its own is obviously powerful, but if it has the wrong permissions, it becomes a massive security risk. We absolutely have to make sure they can't go off the rails. And the third challenge is infrastructure. Think about it. Our current cloud platforms are built for these short, predictable tasks. But agentic workloads are the complete opposite. They're dynamic, they can run for days, and they have to remember everything they've learned. So trying to force them onto these old systems, well, it's just a recipe for disaster. So to manage this new kind of organized chaos, the industry isn't just trying to patch up old systems. No, it's building an entirely new, specialized platform from the ground up. It really all starts with a framework layer. This is like the foundational toolkit, kind of like the Lego bricks that developers use to build the agent's core logic. It gives them the essential pieces to connect the agent's brain to its data sources and all the tools it can use to actually act in the world. This is literally where the agent is born. Okay, next up, you need an operating system that's actually designed for this new world. And Kubernetes is quickly becoming the de facto foundation here. It's like the conductor of the orchestra, managing all these complex, dynamic workloads and giving them the resilience and self-healing powers they need to, survive and thrive out in the wild. And of course, these agents need a ton of computational power. That power comes from the engine layer, specialized hardware like GPUs. Companies like NVIDIA are building entire AI platforms that provide the raw horsepower, really, the rocket fuel, that these agents need to reason and act in real time, without any delay. And finally, you have the piece that ties it all together, mission control. These are the platforms that solve those black box and rogue agent problems we were just talking about. They provide the observability and the security that turn that black box into a glass box, making sure every single action an agent takes is authorized, expected, and completely auditable. And all of this brings us to the ultimate goal. See, we're not just building smarter tools here. We're building the foundation for a whole new era of trusted, governed autonomy. Look how far we've come. We've evolved from manual tickets to rigid automation, and now we're stepping into an era where agents first assist, then they propose, and finally they act on their own, but, and this is key, only within clearly defined boundaries. This is what we call governed or bounded autonomy.
So, the most crucial point to take away is that this isn't about replacing humans. Not at all. It's about elevating our roles so we become the architects, the governors, and the overseers of these incredibly powerful new systems. We're the ones who define the rules of the road, and the agents, well, they do the driving.
So, with this new platform for trust now being built, the possibilities are just staggering. We're talking everything from self-healing infrastructure to fully autonomous software factories. And it leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question. What will we empower agents to do next?